Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping aboard some of the largest luxury vessels out there, but we're not really here to talk price tags.
No, not today. We're looking below deck at the huge technological changes happening.
Exactly. For this deep dive, our focus is the upcoming 2025 Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. That's FLIBS, right? Running October 29th to November 2nd.
That's the one. And our mission really is to understand the core innovations, the things that are truly redefining luxury yachting, especially around marine electronics and, crucially, connectivity.
Yeah, and the reports were saying they really emphasize a fundamental shift. FLIBS isn't just about, sleek hulls anymore. It's becoming this massive showcase, almost a proving ground for breakthrough network integration.
Totally. We're looking at sources detailing these incredibly integrated systems. Concord Marine Electronics, CME, comes up a lot. They seem to be setting a new benchmark for what maritime internet even means.
And you might be listening thinking, okay, super yacht Wi-Fi, why is that relevant to me?
But it is. Because these high-end demands, they always push the boundaries first. The kind of guaranteed, super-fast connectivity being engineered for the ocean now, that sets the stage.
Sets the stage for what, exactly?
Well, for what we'll eventually expect everywhere. Commercial airlines, high-speed trains, maybe even autonomous cars down the line. This is where the future of mobile integrated networking is being hammered out right now.
Okay, let's dive into that. What is fueling this massive tech spend? You said connectivity. It seems to be this need to be always on.
That's the core of it. The sources are really clear. High-speed, reliable internet isn't some luxury add-on anymore. It's absolutely fundamental to operating a modern yacht.
It's like digital parity, isn't it? The expectation is the same experience at sea as you get shoreside.
Precisely. An owner wants the same flawless connection in the middle of the ocean as they have in their, say, London office. And that translates into some pretty staggering technical challenges.
Like what specifically?
Well, it's not just email. It's high bandwidth stuff. Yeah. Multiple 4K streams happening at once, movies, music. Then there are secure, stable video calls for business. That's non-negotiable.
And it has to work everywhere, right? Deep sea, near the coast.
Exactly. The coverage needs to be seamless, switching instantly between satellite when you're way out and coastal LTE or 5G when you're closer in, without dropping the connection.
Which brings up security. That must be a huge concern.
Oh, absolutely enormous. If the yacht is basically a floating remote office, sometimes handling sensitive business data, that network has to be rock solid. Bulletproof, really.
So how are they tackling all that? What's the big trend for 2025?
The consensus is definitely the hybrid connectivity model, relying on just one type of connection, like only satellite. That's just not cutting it anymore for the top end.
So mixing technologies.
Yeah. You have to combine the high throughput potential of satellite networks. Starlink is obviously a big player there, with robust LTE and 5G solutions for when you're near land or in port.
That sounds, incredibly complex to manage day to day. Are people really paying for that level of sort of backup? Is it not overkill?
It might sound like overkill, but it's really operational insurance. Think about the cost or the danger. Yeah. If you lose critical communications or navigation data, it's unthinkable.
Okay, so it's not just about redundancy then.
It's redundancy, yes, but it's also about performance and intelligence. The system has to be smart enough to prioritize.
Yeah.
Maybe essential navigation data needs the most stable pipe, even if it's slower, while guest streaming can use the faster, maybe slightly less stable one.
Oh, I see.
It's about guaranteeing that uptime, that performance, no matter what the weather's doing or where the yacht actually is.
This move towards smart redundancy, it really points towards something bigger, doesn't it? Beyond just connections, we're hearing the term smart yachting technology a lot.
We are. And smart yachting, it's more than just having cool gadgets on board. It's really an architectural philosophy, meaning it defines a system where everything works together. The internet connection, the navigation displays, the entertainment systems, even the ship's automation lights, climate light, they aren't separate things anymore. They function as one unified single solution.
Getting rid of the silos between systems.
Exactly. That's the goal. Complete integration.
And a lot of this seems driven by the user experience, making it feel intuitive, almost like consumer tech. The sources mention platforms like Crestron.
Right. Crestron's a great example because they're known for those polished, easy-to-use interfaces. When you integrate properly, a guest isn't juggling 5 different remote controls or apps to watch a movie or adjust the lights.
Makes sense for the guests. But what about the crew? What's the big advantage for them in all this integration?
That's maybe even more critical. The complexity gets handled by the underlying network architecture, not the person.
So the captain isn't a network engineer on the side?
Hopefully not. They can manage connectivity, the AV systems, climate, maybe even security cameras, all from one central unified dashboard. It simplifies their job massively.
And that simplification, presumably, leads to better efficiency and safety.
Absolutely. It frees up the crew to focus on what really matters. Safe navigation, vessel operations, guest safety, instead of getting bogged down troubleshooting some glitchy Wi-Fi connection or entertainment system. Reliability goes way up.
Okay, to make this integration less abstract, the reports point to a specific example. A yacht featured at FLIBS called Romeo Foxtrot. Sounds like it's a real showcase.
It really is. The installation on the Romeo Foxtrot, done by Concord Marine Electronics, CME, it kind of embodies this cutting-edge hybrid approach.
What did they install? What makes it special?
Well, it's built around what CME calls their Starlink high-performance Kit Gen 3 Romeo Foxtrot bundle. That sounds like a mouthful, but it's basically a system engineered for total resilience, even in really tough conditions at sea.
Let's break that down a bit. You mentioned resilience. How does the hardware deliver that?
Okay, so it starts with redundancy at the antenna level. They use dual Starlink flat high-performance Kit Gen 3 antennas, not just one.
Why two?
To fight signal fluctuations. As the yacht pitches and rolls, or maneuvers, having two antennas significantly increases the chance that at least one has a clear, strong view of the satellite. It ensures consistency.
Got it. And what about near the coast?
For that, for nearshore and in-port connectivity, they integrate a Peplink Max BR1 Pro 5G router. So you've got your powerful satellite links and your high-speed cellular link.
Right, so you have these two potentially massive bandwidth sources, Starlink satellite and 5G cellular. How does the system juggle them? How does it decide which one to use or avoid conflicts? That seems like the tricky part of the hybrid model.
That's where the real intelligence comes in. It's handled by a device called the MDS Blender. And this isn't just a simple router or switch you'd have at home.
What does the blender do?
Think of it as an incredibly smart traffic cop for data. It's constantly checking both the satellite links and the 5G connection. In real time, it looks at latency, actual speed, packet loss, stability.
So it's not just waiting for one connection to completely fail before it switches over to the backup.
Exactly. That's the old way. This is way more proactive.
Right.
It's actively blending the connections. It can route different types of traffic over different links simultaneously, or even split a single session across multiple links if needed, almost packet by packet.
Wow.
It prioritizes critical traffic and automatically, seamlessly shifts data flow based on which connection is performing best for that specific task right now.
And that's what eliminates those annoying drops during a video call or buffering.
Precisely. It delivers truly uninterrupted service. That's the holy grail at sea.
Okay, and the payoff, the metric that makes everyone sit up and take notice. What kind of real-world performance does this highly engineered, blended system actually deliver?
This is the kicker. The speeds they're achieving are, frankly, phenomenal for a marine environment, routinely hitting between 700 megabits per second, sometimes up to a full gigabit per second.
A gigabit at sea.
Yep, a gigabit. And at that speed, you can run everything. Multiple HD or even 4K streams, constant real-time business communications, complex cloud-based navigation software, all running flawlessly at the same time. No compromises.
That really does merge that luxury expectation with rock-solid technical delivery.
It's the new standard.
Now, achieving that kind of reliability, that 1 Gbps speed, it requires deep expertise, right? Which brings us back to the people behind it. Concord Marine Electronics, CME, who are they?
Well, their track record is pretty significant. CME has been specializing in these complex marine systems since way back in 1988.
Wow, 1988, so over 35 years. In tech years, that's like centuries.
Exactly. And in marine tech, which has its own unique challenges, saltwater corrosion, signal interference from the hull, the sheer difficulty of working on large, sometimes older vessels, that longevity tells you something. They really understand the environment.
They're not just plugging in the latest box. They must be dealing with decades of different systems on some of these refits.
For sure. And you see their credibility reflected in who they partner with. They have direct relationships with all the major marine electronics brands, Raymarine, Garmin, Furuno, and as we mentioned, Crestron for the control systems.
So those partnerships, they sort of reinforce their value. It's not just about the initial sale.
Not at all. I think their success is built on delivering solutions that are reliable, scalable, and really importantly, tailored to the specific vessel and owner. It's not one size fits all.
And the long-term support must be huge.
Absolutely critical. When you're dealing with this level of investment in equipment, knowing you have ongoing support, system upgrades, and service available, that's arguably more valuable than just getting the gear installed in the first place.
They're ensuring the system isn't obsolete in 2 years, kind of future-proofing it.
That's the idea. Designing an architecture that anticipates the connectivity needs not just for today, but maybe 3-5 years out. That kind of proactive thinking is why they stay at the top in such a demanding market.
It really sounds like the difference between just being a hardware installer versus being, well, a system architect or engineer.
That's a good way to put it, designing a whole ecosystem.
So as we pull all this together, thinking about the LABS 2025 showcase based on these sources, it feels like 3 big innovations are really driving the future right now.
I think so. First, definitely is this cutting-edge marine internet. Achieving speeds like 1 Gbps reliably offshore. That was almost unthinkable just a few years back. It completely changes what's possible operationally.
Second, you've got the comprehensive rise of smart yachting automation. Not just fancy lights, but truly integrating everything, connectivity, navigation, security, comfort, onto these unified, intuitive platforms. It's about ease of use, but also safety.
And third, feeding into all that is the demand for these incredibly immersive, high-end luxury entertainment experiences, which of course totally depend on that super robust connectivity foundation we talked about. Yachts are becoming these incredibly connected, high-performance floating hubs.
So, stepping back, what's the bigger picture here? What does this relentless demand for gigabit speeds and absolute reliability at sea mean for the rest of us on land or in the air?
Well, it shows that high-performance, truly integrated networks are definitely not just for fixed locations anymore. The benchmark is moving.
So if luxury yachting is setting this new standard demanding guaranteed, uninterrupted, high-speed hybrid networks, how long before that becomes the baseline expectation everywhere else?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Think about it. If a system like that MDS blender can successfully manage connectivity across the challenges of the open ocean, why wouldn't we expect similar intelligent hybrid systems on, say, commercial flights?
Guaranteed performance above the clouds, or on high-speed trains.
Exactly. Will airlines soon face pressure to deliver that same level of seamless, gigabit-capable connectivity that's becoming standard on these yachts? The expectation for truly reliable mobile internet is certainly going global.
It seems the race for the fastest, most dependable mobile connection has definitely set sail. And yeah, the tech developed for the biggest boats looks like it's leading the charge. A fascinating thought to chew on.
Indeed. Until our next deep dive.
Welcome back.